Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. We are live for our Formula 1 review from the weekend, and we'll be doing a preview in this stream to the British Grand Prix. But yeah, the Austrian Grand Prix, that was chaotic, wasn't it? That was chaotic. Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. All the stories were about their friendship. Oh, what a friendship. But Max Verstappen and Lando Norris came to blows in the Austrian Grand Prix yesterday. So, and I think that's the only place to start, isn't it? Before we do talk about George Russell picking up his second race win as a Mercedes driver since joining 2022. And I got a real interesting stat about that, which Hamilton fans won't like. But before we get underway, we need to play the video kits of Max Verstappen versus Lando Norris, which is what we're going to talk about first. So, here we go.
Because that means Lando's got to take it much more carefully now.
He dives down the inside. It's a late move for Lando. Norris locks up the good measure. Can he keep it on the track? No, he can't. He'll have to give the position back to Verstappen. But Norris comes out ahead with the DRS. Is he going to let Verstappen back through? Who peels out to the side, downhill through turn 4, round the outside. Verstappen back through. But that was running out wide, Martin. That's another track limits violation for Norris.
Could well be.
Be able to go outside the track.
Yeah, could well be. Max knows he's already on 3 strikes. Because that means Lando's got...
So yeah, that was the first, you could say the first incident between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. Lando Norris going on the inside this time. You could say Prix, a bit of a miscalculation, but seeing the replays of that move from Lando Norris on the inside of Max Verstappen, for me, but for me, Lando Norris did nothing wrong, in my opinion. He broke a bit yet. It was a bit of a dive bomb from Lando Norris, but yeah, it's not okay for Lando Norris to do it, but it's okay for Max Verstappen to do it. Double standards, really, isn't it? It's double standards, but for me, Lando Norris, as much as he broke yet, and there's a lot of smoke going on when he did break. Lando Norris, for me, was entitled to make that move on the inside of Max Verstappen, that dive bomb on the inside of Max Verstappen. So, if there's something wrong with that, then okay, we can all say it's Lando Norris is to blame. But for me, okay, Lando Norris went off track. He did go off track, Lando Norris. But yeah, it's just one of them. But that was a bit of it was a miscalculation from Lando Norris. But yeah, let's get on now to the video clip where they did collide, the two of them.
So Max went to the middle and then veered a little bit towards the outside. 6 of one of half a dozen of another. I mean, Max probably squeezed him a little bit to the outside. Then he was not going to let him through, was he? Max was just watching that McLaren, and Lando saw the damage, but pit lane is now closed. So here we go. Lando goes up the outside. That's fair enough, but actually, you know what? Max veered left towards him, didn't he? We'll see it from different angles, but here we go. Yeah, that's Max squeezing him out. I think Max will have to take the blame for that one, in my view.
And you can see the disbelief on in the McLaren garage. Verstappen and Norris making contact.
So for me, you have to pay Max Verstappen for that one. You have to pay Max Verstappen for that instant. He should be giving Lando Norris a car's width. Max Verstappen was reacting to Lando Norris where Lando Norris was going. When you saw there on the replay, and Martin Brundle, who's probably one of the best analysis on F1, let's be real, Martin Brundle. As much as I sing Max Verstappen's praises, I'm a neutral F1 fan, by the way, but Max Verstappen needs to take most of the PM for that, because Lando Norris is entitled to go for that move on the outside of Max Verstappen. But you see in the replay there, if you keep rewinding the screen, you see in the replay there that Max Verstappen does close that space up, which Lando Norris is entitled to that space. So, obviously, the US Hamilton fanboys will always say, oh, Max Verstappen's the PM for everything. It's the PM for everything. Obviously, the first video clip I showed you, it was a miscalculation from Lando Norris, but I didn't see anything wrong with it from Lando Norris, to be honest, in that first video clip. But this video clip, Lando Norris is entitled to make that move on the outside. But Max Verstappen, it's the same with every driver, let's be real. Every driver is on PM the other driver, let's be real. They're not going to take responsibility for it. So, for me, a real shame Max Verstappen and Lando Norris had to collide, because we were seeing an unbelievable battle for the race win between the two of them at Austria, and they both collided, both get punted, which led George Russell to win in the Mercedes. And it's interesting now, what does that do to Max Verstappen and Lando Norris' strong friendship which they had? What does that do? We've seen it before with Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg. Lewis Hamilton and Nico Rosberg, they were best mates. And all of a sudden they had a toxic relationship at Mercedes. So maybe it's heating up. Maybe it's going to heat up between Verstappen and Norris, especially when we go to Britain, the Prix Grand Prix next. Max Verstappen's on day all, isn't he, from the Prix fans? But yes, to be real, Max Verstappen, he can cope with it. And prove them won. But I will get on to that Prix Grand Prix, obviously later on the screen. But that's my thoughts on the Verstappen versus Norris incident. Max Verstappen, for me, has to take most of the PM, because Lando Norris was entitled for that car's width space to make the move on the outside for me. So, but anyways, George Russell went on to win the Austrian Grand Prix. A bit of a fluky win for George Russell, but he won't care. He was there at the right time. He was the one in third place, while Verstappen and Norris were battling it out. And George Russell, that's his second race win since joining 2022. And by the way, Lewis Hamilton has still not won a race with Mercedes since 2021, by the way. And all the Mercedes fans, all the Lewis Hamilton fanboys are all saying, George Russell's not good enough. Lewis Hamilton, by the way, who always PMs the car all the time, but he wasn't PMing the car when he was so dominant, was he? So, yes, call a spade on Lewis Hamilton. It says everything. George Russell has won 2 races in that Mercedes, by the way. Lewis Hamilton has won 0. What does that tell you? Exactly. And it's not me having an agenda against Lewis Hamilton, but if he's that good of a driver, he should be winning in that Mercedes. And all these people, but he's a 7-time world champion. Yeah, most of them world titles. No, I'm not doing a proper one here. Most of them world titles, right? Obviously, it's the same with Max Verstappen. I'm not yet in Verstappen out with this. Verstappen and Sebastian Vettel, their title wins were with the most dominant car. Lewis Hamilton, most of his titles, he needed a dominant car, Lewis Hamilton. So let's call a spade a spade. Lewis Hamilton's best wins, let's be real, were in 2008. 2008, where he shouldn't have won the title, in my opinion. But he did. In probably a shit McLaren car and a shit teammate in Hedy Kovainen. So I will give Lewis Hamilton credit for that title win in 2008. But albeit it was all corrupted and all that, let's be real, because Felipe Massa was probably robbed in Singapore. But that's in the past. So but I want to see the Lewis Hamilton fanboys. What is Lewis Hamilton fanboys' excuse for George Russell winning 2 races in that Mercedes, and Lewis Hamilton winning 0 races since 2021 in a Mercedes? The proof, the evidence is there. Lewis Hamilton is going to Ferrari for a retirement paycheck. I kept on telling you all, a retirement pension. He's doing nothing at Ferrari. He's doing nothing. Not because of him, by the way. It's because Ferrari are a shambles of a team. They're an absolute shambles of a team. Being run like a shambles. And they need more than Adrian Newey and Lewis Hamilton at Ferrari. I'm telling you right now. But George Russell, fair play to him. Shutting them haters up. George Russell, I do think he can be a bit reckless and he can toss himself sometimes. But at the end of the day, he won the race. Right place in the right time. I still think George Russell is like Charles Leclerc. I still think there's a mistake in both of them. But I do think George Russell is better than Charles Leclerc, in my opinion. But again, it was nice. It's what we miss about F1. It is what we miss about F1. Having chaos. Having a chaotic 1-3. Especially with Verstappen and Norris battling it out. Who, I think their friendship is probably now going to be ruined now. Between the two of them. But should it really? I mean, I'm not being funny. I know Norris was... let's be real. Norris was within a slim chance of maybe winning the title this year. It was still slim, let's be real. So, hopefully he didn't make up for Verstappen and Norris. But Verstappen, I think Norris is right though. I think Verstappen needs to take the blame. Otherwise, if he doesn't, I think Lando Norris it's right to say, well, you know what, I've lost respect for you. Simple as that. And yes, heat it up. For the first Grand Prix. Oh, come on. But I've got a horrible feeling about the British Grand Prix. It's going to be Verstappen versus Hamilton 2.0, like 2021, but this time with Verstappen and Norris. I feel something's going to happen at the British Grand Prix, to be honest with you. But as you see on your screen, that is the full race classification. Good race for Piastri, finished second. I know Piastri will be saying, we'll be mourning and saying, I maybe told Dud to win. Carlos Sainz getting the best out of that Ferrari in third, finishing on the podium. But yeah, but we must keep Charles Leclerc at Ferrari. It's mental. It is absolutely mental how Carlos Sainz is the one getting removed from Ferrari, but not Charles Leclerc. Because I actually think Sainz and Hamilton have always said it. Sainz and Hamilton at Ferrari would be a much better partnership than Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. But what do I know? Lewis Hamilton finishes in fourth. He'll probably be disappointed not to get on the podium, because if he got on the podium, it would have been a perfect weekend for Mercedes. But Hamilton fanboys will be saying, but we finished above Max Verstappen. Disappointing weekend for Red Bull in the end. They did win the sprint, so they did strengthen their gap in the drivers and constructors. But at the end of the day, Norris has got a DNF, so is it really a disappointing weekend for Red Bull because it still strengthened their gap in the drivers' championship and constructors' championship? So Verstappen finishes in 5th. Nico Hulkenberg, what a weekend for him in the Haas. Finishing 6th. Actually, Kevin Magnussen as well. Finishing 8th in the Haas as well. Good weekend for Haas. Both the Haas drivers, both stolen points for their team. Sergio Perez, once again, another disappointing weekend for him in what is the best team on the grid in Red Bull. And the best car on the grid in Red Bull. And Perez, since signing the, even before signing the extension, Sergio Perez didn't deserve the extension, and now, even after extension, it's still continuing for Sergio Perez. He's continuing to struggle. He's now becoming stale now at Red Bull, Sergio Perez. But Red Bull decided to keep him on, which is another stale move, in my opinion. Which is why I say the challenge on Red Bull could actually come a season earlier. Not 2026, but it may come next year, in 2025. Already spoke about Magnussen. Daniel Ricciardo getting the points. A very good weekend for him to get in the points. Daniel Ricciardo on the freeze Hassaf RB. Perdazzi, once again, Alpine continue to store points, continue their improvements, finishing in 10th. Charles Leclerc, Esteban Ocon, Jan Stroll, Yuki Tsunoda, Alex Albon, Bottas, Zhou Guanyu, Alonso, Northern Sargent, all failed store points, and Norris, of course, got the DNF with that season with Max Verstappen. So what does it mean then for the trial standings after Austria? It means Max Verstappen has now got an 81-point lead over Lando Norris. Charles Leclerc is now obviously still remains 6 points behind Lando Norris. Carlos Sainz is in 4th, Perez in 5th, Piastri in 6th, Russell 7th, Hamilton 8th, Alonso in 9th, Yuki Tsunoda in 10th. But George Russell, that race win, closes the gap on Oscar Piastri and Sergio Perez in the Drivers' Championship. The other pairs of the Drivers' Championship, Jan Stroll in 11th, Hulkenberg 12th, Taro 13th, Oi Berman 14th, Darcy 15th, Manson 16th, Ocon 17th, and Albon 18th, with Zhou Guanyu, Bottas and Northern Sargent still yet to store points. I think I'm going to be saying that a lot after each race, to be honest with you. And the constructor standings, Red Bull do strengthen their lead. They have a 64-point lead over Ferrari in second. They strengthen the gap over McLaren. It looks like now it is between Ferrari and McLaren way for second place. I still think Red Bull are still probably going to win the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes, good points for Mercedes to cement their place in 4th at the moment. Aston Martin in 5th, Fiat Haas RB in 6th. Haas move up to 7th with a 19 points. Alpine in 8th, dropped down to 8th. Williams in 9th, and Sauber are yet the only team to store points this season in Formula 1. And now we will head to the Silverstone circuit as we now preview the Prix Grand Prix this weekend. We do head to Silverstone, and it has probably hot up now. It's probably hot up now after Verstappen versus Norris in Austria. And I got a big feeling in May that Verstappen versus Hamilton 2.0 at Prix Grand Prix, 2021, but this time with Verstappen and Norris. But this is the Silverstone circuit. 16 turns, of course. 18 turns, in the Silverstone circuit. One of our favourite every Grand Prix is in the Silverstone circuit. Obviously, most famous for that Max Verstappen versus Lewis Hamilton incident in 2021, of thoughts. Your best overtaking opportunities are probably going to be in turns 5 to 6 and turns 14 to 15. They're probably going to be your best overtaking opportunities, unless you want to do a bit of a dive bomb from turns 15 to 16. And if you don't be ambitious, obviously turns 8 to 9. Turns 8 to 9 was a part where the Verstappen versus Hamilton incident happened in 2021, where they went side by side, and Verstappen did chip Hamilton's wheel, and it caused Verstappen to cut out their parts. Which I still thought back then, I thought Hamilton was entitled to have the inside, in my opinion. The inside corner. The inside turn. But Verstappen, unfortunately, just tipped the wheel, didn't he? When he was trying to make the move on outside. But I still said back then, Hamilton was entitled to have that inside, in my opinion. So hopefully we don't get any of that again with Verstappen and Norris. But I got a massive feeling we may get that again with Verstappen and Norris. Which probably didn't away my prediction, in terms of who I think will win the race. But the UK schedule then, obviously this is the UK schedule. Practice 1 will be on Friday, 12:30 to 1:30. Practice 2 also on Friday, 4 PM to 5 PM. Practice 3 is on Saturday morning, 11:30 to 12:30. Saturday afternoon, we see qualifying, 3 PM to 4 PM. And the race start is 3 PM on Sunday. Which seems a bit later, doesn't it? It does seem a bit later. It did used to be 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. But I think they've changed it this year to 3 PM. By the looks of things. Certain information. The first Grand Prix was in 1950. Number of laps is 52 laps. Circuit length 5.891 meters. Race distance 306.198 meters. Lap record is set by Max Verstappen, 127.097 in 2020, where we were, of course, in lockdown, of course. And yeah, interestingly, the Twitter strategy would see drivers start on the soft compound before switching for the medium between laps 11 to 17, following a run of approximately 25 laps on the narrow-banded C2 compound. This strategy often will see driver end the race on the soft tyre. So the possible race strategies is a 2-stopper, laps 11 to 17 on the soft, laps 33 to 40 on the medium. That's the 2-stopper. So they're all the race strategies you can see on your screen. But yeah, I think starting on the soft, it depends on the temperature, doesn't it, off the track. But I think the top one, the 2-stopper, will be the one to go for, in my opinion. But the alternative plan is the medium tyre, which is a dud. The medium tyre is there for me. It's a racing tyre, isn't it? The medium tyre, but the hard compound tyre can also take a while to get up to speed on a hard compound tyre. So yeah, the top one is probably your best strategy, but I don't think medium to hard is not a bad strategy either as an alternative plan, in my opinion. This one-stop strategy would see drivers kick off their race on the medium compound before switching to the right wheel C1 compound for a mammoth stint. An alternative one-stop strategy would involve a lengthy internal stint on the hard compound before swapping them for a short stint on the soft compound. Curiously, there is a two-stop strategy that would involve all 3 compounds. It would prompt drivers to mount on the mediums for the opening stint before switching to the hards and ending the 53-lap race on the softs. So, for my prediction then, in terms of my qualifying prediction, I've done for Max Verstappen to qualify on pole. I think he'll get the better of the chasing path in qualifying. But I think Lando Norris and McLaren are quite sensible. A bit like Austria, McLaren were more settled for a race car, weren't they, McLaren? And it did almost work until Max Verstappen and Lando Norris did collide. So that is my qualifying prediction. I think Mercedes will definitely be strong here as well, Prix Grand Prix. So maybe look out for them. And in the recent 2 races at Mercedes, they have obviously improved massively, haven't they? Mercedes. So Mercedes will continue to improve, definitely. I don't think Ferrari will be anywhere near the battle, in my opinion. So I do think it's between Max Verstappen and the McLaren drivers and the Mercedes drivers. I think Mercedes will be strong in the race. I really do. I think Mercedes, again, they'll settle for a race car than a qualifying car. Same like McLaren. Same with McLaren as well. So I think Hulkenberg and Magnussen, I think they're going to be strong in qualifying. I really do. And I think Alonso, Dazi, Ocon, Tsunoda and Albon all get knocked out in qualifying too. And I think Ricciardo, Stroll, Sargent, Bottas and Zhou Guanyu all get knocked out in qualifying 1. In terms of my race prediction, this is my race prediction, and as you can see, I have done for Max Verstappen to get a DNF. Because I just got a horrible feeling in the last of Lando Norris versus Max Verstappen season, like we saw in Austria. I just thought who's failing. The British fans will be full support for Lando Norris. Full support for Lando Norris is going to be boos for Max Verstappen. It's going to get heated in the race, I really do. And I feel Lando Norris and Max Verstappen are going to have a Verstappen versus Hamilton 2.0 at Silverstone. And I think Lando Norris might cause a tearson. Or the other way around, I actually think Max Verstappen might cause a tearson for himself, which will cost Max Verstappen a DNF. Which will cost him a DNF. So, I don't think all Prix's podium. I don't think Lando Norris to finish in first. Russell at the 2 Mercedes, 2nd and 3rd. Don't for Piastri to finish 4th. The 2 Ferraris, 5th and 6th. Perez to finish 7th. Magnussen to finish 8th. And Alonso and Albon getting the points in 9th and 10th. So that is my race prediction. I do think Lando Norris and Max Verstappen are going to collide once again. But this time, I think it will toss Max Verstappen his race, in my opinion. I just got a horrible feeling. But I say a horrible feeling. Fuck it. That's what we want in F1. We want this chaos. We want this chaos in F1. We want drivers fighting it out on track. We want them battling each other. We want them causing tears-ins with each other. That's what we love. That's what makes the sport of Formula 1. So, yeah, I hope it does happen. Lando Norris gets his revenge. I hope it does happen. Because we want it to get spicy and heated. Even though I still don't think there is a title race, to be honest with you. I still think Max Verstappen's still far ahead. And Lando Norris would need to finish first in a lot of races to make it a real battle with Max Verstappen. But this would be a good start. If Max Verstappen was to get a DNF. Obviously, we saw last year, Max Verstappen and Lando Norris battling it out in Silverstone for the opening 3 laps as well. So, I think it's going to be the same again. So, But anyways, that is my Formula 1 Austria Corn 3 review and my Formula 1 Prix Corn 3 preview. Feel free to leave all your thoughts down below if you're watching this on playback. Who was at fault between Max Verstappen and Lando Norris at Austria? And feel free to leave your thoughts down below if you're watching this on playback. Feel free to leave all your predictions and thoughts down below for the Prix Corn 3. So take care, stay safe, see you later, and I shall see you all for my PT World Cup Darts review.